Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I have filmed a video, but my life has been crazy. Lately, crazy, I don't know, mispronunciation there. Lately, so I haven't really dedicated a lot of time to this, which I know I should be doing. I guess like a little update on my own health journey. I have fallen off a bit, I'll be honest. I am an emotional eater. I struggle with binging. And I've been stressed. I had finals. I graduated high school. No, I didn't. I graduated college. So now I have a health studies degree. What I'm going to do with that? Great question. Not sure yet. And then I was in the middle of moving. I changed jobs the day before I graduated. And then I now have moved apartments and I'm living alone and I don't know how I feel about that yet. Big girl things. We love that. Post-grad depression. It's not that easy to find a job, especially in the middle of a pandemic. We love that. But so I'm not gonna meal prep tonight. But I did just buy the groceries, so I wanted to go ahead and film that and get it out of the way. Just so I don't forget tomorrow. And I just got done working out before I went grocery shopping. That's why I look a little rough. Also, I hurt my knee. Not sure how. I think it has to do with my hand. I mean, it's my hamstring, but I don't know. It's like my knee and my hamstring, but we gonna work through it. We gonna figure it out. I don't know. It's okay. I'll get back to better. But yeah, so with that being said, your girl's gonna struggle for a little bit, especially because I got a lot more bills now, so I'm going to start shopping more on a budget rather than kind of some of the stuff I was buying. I still kind of shopped on a budget, but this budget's gonna have to be a lot more cut down. I didn't necessarily spend as little as I wanted today. I spent a little bit more than I wanted to actually. So, but I did get a few things that are like a little lower in price. So I did want to talk about those. And I might end up, as I do have to keep budgeting a lot more, I'm going to probably do more meal prep on a budget because I know a lot of people think that it's expensive. And it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. It's just a matter of like watching prices and, you know, kind of replacing some things that you want. I know some people think name brand stuff tastes better. For instance, like I bought hummus, which is this is the same price as like Sabra, but it's a lot bigger, but the taste is different. And if you eat a lot of hummus, then you know that. But I don't mind the taste of this one. A lot of people won't buy this one because it does taste different. Personally, I like whatever the Walmart cheap brand is, but I didn't go to Walmart. I went to Winco, and they are a little bit cheaper than most places. Eggs are usually pretty cheap. I'm not going to use yolk in them unless I boil eggs, but I'm going to make like egg cups, and I'm going to crack them open and use egg whites. I bought chicken. Their chicken there was pretty cheap. It's $8, which that's a lot of chicken. I'm probably only going to use half of it and then freeze the rest of it. Like black beans, they're good with protein. Well, 6 grams of protein, but yeah. Black beans, I believe they're good for fiber. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But this was like 48 cents. So that's a good source. I got peanut butter, which I have stopped buying peanut butter because it's very high in fat and it has included sugars and it's high in calories. And 2 tablespoons, I don't even know what that looks like, especially with peanut butter, because that's like 1 apple slice. I don't have apples, but you know what I mean. But it's a good way to get my calories in. If I am lacking in calories, put them on like a rice cake or something. Yeah, that's why I got peanut butter this time. But I'll probably use my PB2 powder a lot more. This is definitely more expensive than using actual peanut butter, so. But I do love this stuff, and I also have like the chocolate flavored one. Bananas are really cheap. like really, really cheap. I think for all of these, I bought it for like, these were like $1.77, all of these. And this is a lot of bananas, but I've been freezing, like, and I still have 2 bananas left, but I've been eating them, but also, like, if they go bad or start going bad, or, like, I'm not going to eat them before they go bad, I've been opening them up, cutting them up, and then putting them in the freezer because I like to put those in my protein smoothies, just because I make, like, a chocolate peanut butter protein smoothie, so that works really well. They're cheap and I can use them if I don't eat them in time anyways. I did buy some potatoes, which is not a normal thing that I buy. I only bought 5, so I could eat like 1 a day. Potatoes don't have a lot of calories in them, but don't, like, take that with a grain of salt because it's also the way that you cook them, how much you eat of them, and just watching your, like, they are more carby, starchy, food, but I thought that this would be like a good way to get a few carbs in for dinner, and I'd probably air fry them, so I'm not frying them or cooking them in an unhealthy way. And I bought a minimum so I won't, like, binge on them, if that makes sense. Of course, I bought hummus. You can put this on, like, anything, like a rice cake, carrots, pretzels. I'm not buying pretzels anymore. I did buy rice cakes, but I bought that for a different reason. But I'm not buying pretzels anymore because it's something that I will overindulge on. Like chippy types of food, I will eat all of. So I'm trying to stop doing that. Mushrooms are pretty inexpensive. And you can cook this with like anything basically, but I'm gonna cook this with my breakfast. I got green beans, a big bag of green beans. I'm not sure how much this was. I think it was under $2, but it's a lot. 11 servings. Wow. That's a lot. But I already had some frozen, but it was a small bag. I needed more, and this is just what I saw. So that's a lot of green beans. And then you can also use this for anything. I'm gonna again use it for my breakfast. And then I got rice cakes, and I didn't know that they made salt-free rice cakes, and sodium is something that I really should start working on, not neglecting paying attention to that, so that's something that I'm working on. Again, hummus I think has a lot of sodium. It tastes like it has a lot of sodium, 115 milligrams. I need to do more research on that, to be honest. But this has 0 milligrams. And if you're putting something on this anyways, you can't really tell. And the other ones that I get that are plain are lightly salted anyways, so it's barely, I think it had 15 milligrams, or this has 0. And with those, you can put peanut butter on them. You can put hummus on them. I keep saying I'm sorry. I'm gonna put some of these tuna things on them. I bought some of these. There's a bumblebee, lemon, and pepper. This was 99 cents. I know a lot of people are skeptical about tuna, and then tuna in a pouch. I don't really know my opinion. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. It's cheap. It has a lot of protein, 14 grams of protein, and it's low in calories. But it's still like efficient. Like I had to eat this last week because I ran out of meal preps for lunch twice. So it's not that bad. And this is, I'm not gonna lie, I ate a lot of these when I first started, especially with rice cakes. And I was losing weight, but like I burned myself out on them. But when I ate them last week, I was like, oh, they're not really that bad. So I'm gonna have to like be easy on eating these because I don't want to burn myself out on them again. But still, it was cheap and high in protein. Okay. How many times I'm gonna say I don't want to eat dairy? A million, I know. But I bought some mayo because I do have eggs and I keep boiling them, and I've been making, oops, low battery. I've been making like deviled eggs, but like kind of like healthier, just like if I come back and like I need a little bit more for my dinner, because that's kind of lower in calorie, but it also gives me some protein. But I don't want to use like full fat mayonnaise and all that. But this is the one made with olive oil. There are like lower fat options. This one has 5 milligrams or 5 grams. But I don't know, I'm gonna try this out. I'm not really sure about my opinion on this. That's the only thing dairy I bought this week. Yeah, I don't know my opinion really. I try not to eat full fat things again because I don't have a gallbladder and it does upset my stomach. And I'd rather just not deal with that. What else did I buy? Chicken. I got more oats. I made these, like, my friend Kira gave me a recipe, but then I found a similar one on Pinterest, and I made these little muffin things. They're not really muffins because it doesn't really have, it's not really a muffin, but it's made with oats and stuff. So I bought more oats, and also that will last me a while too. And it was like $2.14 or $2.48. But this will last me for a while because I've had one for like months. It depends on how often you eat oats. But I have fruit that I didn't eat last week, so my plan is to make some more of those things. And that's good, like, energy, like good carbs to have. So some fruit and some oats. The recipe does call for maple syrup, and I was looking at it, and maple syrup is more natural, so it is a better source of sugar than like eating refined sugar or something like in a Pop-Tart. But I was looking and I found this Lakanto, I don't know, maple flavored syrup. It's sweetened with monk fruit, which I've heard a lot of things about. And it's only 25 calories versus, like, I don't know the calories in maple syrup, but I imagine it's not low because it is basically pure sugar. And it says sugar-free, keto. My opinion on keto. But I didn't buy it for the keto effect. I bought it because it has no sugar, basically. And monk fruit. I've never really tried monk fruit sweetener. I know a lot of people have, especially if they're on keto. But we're going to try this out, and I'm going to redo that recipe with more of this and some of the oats. And I think I forgot an ingredient, but I didn't use the ingredient last time anyways, and they tasted fine. So yeah, I'm gonna do that again. I made it with blueberries, which I don't normally like blueberries, but I'm gonna do it this time with raspberries and strawberries because I have both of them that I didn't eat because we like to waste money over here. But yeah, that's all I got. I'll probably put, after this, tomorrow or Sunday, whenever I do get to actually meal prep, I'll probably film it like I've been filming the other ones. Hopefully I'll get more into the groove of filming. I know me and my friend Kira, we're gonna do a YouTube video together soon. I'm not sure when that's it's gonna happen this weekend. When it's gonna be posted, not sure, but it's I've been working out with her. She's on her own weight loss journey, I'm on my weight loss journey, and we've been able to help each other out, and kind of like, we talk about our journeys all the time because we're like, it's not something easy, and it's something that I do believe like you isolate on sometimes, but it's also something that's good to have somebody who can relate to you. And we both definitely can relate. We also talk about like when we were our biggest and like things, like it's just nice to have somebody to talk to about like who you were back then and like who you are now, because it's two totally different people, and people from the outside sometimes don't see that or can't relate to that. So we'll be doing a video soon, whenever that is, whenever it'll get posted. But until then, hopefully I'll keep up. I'll have more to talk about. Also, January 28th was my 2-year health anniversary. I'm nowhere near my goal that I want to be. That's fine. It's not a linear process. It's something that definitely takes a lot of self-discipline, a lot of mental strength, and you know, I've been struggling. I've struggled forever. I didn't get to that weight because I was like 100% okay. So it is a process. It's not something that's easy. It's worth it. But, you know, we all struggle. I know a lot of people think that I don't struggle, and they're like, oh, you look so good. Well, I'm like, I think I'm 20 pounds up from my lowest point right now. So that's kind of disappointing, but honestly, it's what happens. Weight fluctuates as it is, especially when you are not taking it as a priority. And I've been putting the time in for exercise, but my nutrition has been lacking. And you can't outwork a bad diet. And I am a proven factor of that, because if you follow me, I work out consistently, but if there's no change, it's because I'm also not paying attention to what I'm fueling my body with. And I'm gonna be honest about that, because I don't want people to think that it's all, you know, rainbow and sunshine. Like, it's not. It's rough sometimes, but we're gonna get through this. 2021 is our year, all right? We gonna act like 2020 didn't happen. And there was 4 in there, I believe, and 2 of them were pretty big, so I cut them in half. You'll see that in the video before this anyways. But for $5, that was pretty cheap. And I hadn't been eating like pork or anything, because in my head I was thinking like red meat, but obviously it is a white meat, so it is leaner. So I may start cooking that a little bit more. I believe it's not like that high in fat or calories, just like chicken and turkey, but I'm not exactly sure. That's some more research I should probably do on that before I speak on it. So for dinners, I have green beans. I put some garlic in there, and then I have the pork chop and a little bit of roasted potatoes. I'm not sure how well they'll warm up, but because they're for dinner, I do have an air fryer, so if I want them a little bit crispier, I'm probably going to throw them in there before I eat them for dinner every night. And then I made egg cups again. I made some last week. I still haven't figured out how to necessarily be able to fit veggies and meat in there with the egg because it'd be overflowing. And I was not going to use the yolk, but I did because it made it easier on me. So we'll see how that goes. But since I made one with just meat and then one with veggies, I'll probably take one with meat and one with veggies with me to work. That way I can have both of them. And I'll probably put some like salsa on them just to give it a little bit more flavor. Then made boiled eggs. They're just easy to go and like 70 calories. And they keep you feeling full longer. Also, I didn't prep lunch because what I'm going to do is use those tuna packets with the rice cakes, which is why I bought chicken, because I probably thought, yeah, hopefully I will, not hopefully, I have some goals for YouTube. I have some goals for my Instagram account, and I'm hoping that I can reach those by the end of 2021. I just want to hopefully not like necessarily like want a bigger following. I just want to be able to help people. So I'm hoping by me doing this and like giving myself, using platforms that are available to me that I can help other people get a hold of their health, I guess. I'm also going to be applying for a grad school program. I'll talk more about that after I apply, but wish me luck. If anybody has any suggestions, any questions, please let me know. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, follow me at Killing It with Kayla. I'm trying to start posting more now that my life is a little bit more calmed down. Hopefully, this week in the gym, I'm just going to do arms because I've got to get my leg right before I overdo anything, and I'm just gonna be really good with my nutrition because we're in Wonderland, speaking it into existence. Wonderland, okay?